Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install an aluminium shower hob. First thing when installing an aluminium shower hob is finding out what height you need that is tall enough to get fall into your shower, but not too tall that you've got a giant step into your bathroom. The height that I'm using is one of the more common sizes, which is 32 millimeters. It gives enough height for a screed, tile and glue, and to get the fall that you need. Next is knowing how big the owner wants the shower. For this little bathroom, the owner is looking for a 1 meter by 1 meter square shower, and the floor waste is conveniently placed in the middle, so we'll work with that. An important thing to remember is that once there is a tile on the wall, there's going to be about an extra 10 millimeters off the wall. So we are going to account for that and actually put our aluminium around 1 meter and 10. Now for the first cut, we're only going to be cutting the bottom of the aluminium. The reason for this is we want to be able to bend the aluminium around so that we have a nice complete corner that's watertight. Now we're going to be wanting to cut a triangle out of this aluminium so that we can bend it around. To do that, you can use a hacksaw, but for convenience we're going to be using an angle grinder with a steel cutting blade on it. And don't forget, if you're going to be using power tools like that, wear PPE. And that's why you cut the triangle out, so that you can bend it around. We have a nice, beautiful, smooth edge that won't be sharp to step on. Now that we have this side cut, we can double check that the measurement is all good. Right now we have about 1 meter and 12 to the outside, so we're going to replicate that on the other side now. Putting the tape on the outside again on this side, we can now measure to 1 meter and 12 and cut that all the way through. So aluminium is cut and ready to go, but before we can put it in, we have to make sure that it's square with the room. If you have yourself a nice big square like this, it's easy to check. Put the square in the corner. We know that this wall here is an exterior wall, so it's most likely to be flat. When we put the square on it, we can quite quickly see this side wall is not square with this one. So we're going to be basing it off here, and I'll show you how. So going off that wall, we know that the aluminium here is 112 to the outside. What we're going to do at this end is make sure we match it, and it is 112 to the outside of that aluminium. So now we know that this side of the aluminium is parallel with that wall, so draw a pencil line down here so we can clearly see later where it is. So there's a couple of ways we can square this aluminium off. You can use a large square, we put that in the corner, but what I have is a floor laser, which makes this so much more simple. We can square this off beautifully. Now that we have the aluminium square and beautiful, it's time to go around with a pencil and trace the entire aluminium all the way around so we know where to apply the glue. Before we glue down the aluminium, it's a good idea to check levels of the floors to see whether we need to pack up any sides of the aluminium, because we need a nice level base, especially when there's going to be a shower screen on top. So far it looks like we've got quite a level 4, so we can do a nice even bead of glue on the floor. What I'm using is actually polyurethane, which is designed for waterproofing applications, so we're going to be using this to glue down our aluminium. Now we've got a nice bead of polyurethane down, we can now apply the aluminium by placing it directly back onto the pencil lines that we saved earlier. Make sure to press it down well so we've got full contact everywhere on the aluminium. It's okay if it's spurting out, we're going to be smoothing that out soon. Now, before we finish, double check everywhere that we have it nice and level. Right there you can see we are perfectly level. Across the shower base we can also see we are perfectly level. As this is a shower, we're going to be making sure that it's completely watertight, so we're going to be applying a small bead on the edge of the aluminium around the entire thing. As you can see now, we've got a nice bead around the entire thing. Now comes the dirty part. Smooth that out with your finger. It's definitely a messy job, but now we can see we have a nice seal everywhere, especially the corners. So there you have it. That's basically how to install an aluminium shower hob. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to pop them in the comments. But yep, thank you guys for watching.